Hey, Job Drops here, where you can get news and views on jobs teachers don't tell you. And today we'll be covering on your entrepreneurship series, Zhao Hao Michelle Ching. Now, who is Zhao Hao Michelle Ching? Michelle Ching was working with Teach for America in Oakland, California, where she encountered a critical struggle in her classroom, literacy. Today, Ching, who has a master's in education from UC Berkeley and is the daughter of those refugees, is helping over 1,100 schools around the world meeting their students' exact literacy needs. And her app that she created is called Literator. What is this Literator about? Helping teachers track their students' success. Move your entire reading conference binder on been featured on EdSurge, Forbes, Teach for America, Common Sense, Samsung Next. We know how little time you have. We are here to help you save it. Evaluate, identify obstacles with guidelines and easy to follow prompts as your student reads. Easily record, take notes on specific literacy skills so that you can take confident action. Create goals and monitor students' progress over time to ensure that they stay on course. So essentially, it's to help students to track their literacy progress. Is available on both app stores, both the Mac and Android. Going to work week through her app, one teacher reaches thousands of students. Literator is a mobile app that allows teachers to capture and analyze data about their students' performance. At a young age, Ching saw inequity in education was something that had real deep impacts to entire communities. I decided that I would have some agency and could do something about it. She joined Teach for America after graduating from University of Wisconsin and went on to become a second-grade teacher in Oakland 3 years ago. Her frustrations deepened under resource classrooms, knowing that there were so many resources available near Silicon Valley. And at the startup weekend event in San Francisco, she designed and pitched the idea for a product called Literator. Zhao Michelle Ching, Literator founder, builds better path to literacy. Ching attended high school in Milwaukee. Her high school had a reputation for being violent and chaotic. There were even days where teachers would not show up to class. I didn't like that you could just move from school to school, and depending on where you are living, your education would change, she said. To be an effective leader, Ching thought she needed a more active role to understand. It wasn't until I was in a classroom that I realized policy was going to take too long. Things I needed to do and what my kids needed to do were really difficult. She taught at the Oakland Unified School District and reported that 49.5% of students spoke a language other than English at home. And her biggest problem was that teachers used the same material for every student, meaning that there was not an individualized way to address a student's needs. As an educator in her career, she came across a student who was bright but below grade level. He was really smart, but he had been held back because he was reading at a preschool level. I was given second grade curriculum, and here was a student reading at preschool level. I had no idea what resources I needed. I felt like that was unacceptable, she said. There will be a way to brand new teachers and veteran teachers. She met developers at the startup weekend and the event and pitched an early concept of Literator. They pitched one, but Ching felt another hurdle. She needed to build a team with technical skill and passion for equity in education. The team wanted to make literature accessible to everyone. This was especially true for schools with limited resources. Educators can use Literator with a free or premium account. The platform works as long as schools have at least one smartphone. So she met Jin, former of Apple, who helped design Safari, as well as Jeff Chang, an experienced web engineer from Silicon Valley, and they helped her to create Literator. What got into it as an entrepreneur? According to a venture capitalist interviewer, I became an entrepreneur to solve a problem that I saw in my own school experiences and with educators everywhere. problem both truly practical and broadly impactful. I want to ensure high-quality instruction for most of our high-need students. Where has teaching led you? I served as a Teach for America Corps member and taught in Compton and Oakland, California. It was those classrooms I realized that problems were most pressing could be solved simply and practically. Working with 7-year-olds whose futures depend on my ability to teach them how to read underscored just how important teaching is. Whether or not these students were on track with literacy directly impacted whether or not they could eventually graduate from high school. And the students who can't read at their grade level by graduation are 60% more likely to drop out. I am founder and CEO leading a diverse and successful team of domain experts, an ex-Apple designer who created Safari and an expert data systems engineer architect and CTO with several existing startups. You can see she had a passion for teaching, and it still led her to having to create something to aid herself but other teachers as well in the field to try and improve the children's lives through their educators. And this is also important as an entrepreneur that you're passionate about what you want to do. But sometimes you might have gone to one field but end up into another field just to solve a problem that you see. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please leave a like, share, and subscribe to Job Drops. And I hope to see you in the next video.